Just beneath the surface this month, I was picking up on some embers, something burning, something passionate, but it had been pushed beneath layer upon layer of doubt, worry, sometimes even just overthinking. And Spirit almost just kind of started off this meditation with a deep breath, and I watched as all of that debris flew away, and then I saw the embers not take flight, but basically ignite again. And this is a chance for your dreams to take flight. So whomever or whatever in your life might have caused you to try to put the fire out, it feels like there's something that you're getting a second chance to do. A dream, a passion, a desire. And I really encourage you to go after that. It's not too late. If I had to pick one thing from that whole sort of meditation, it's that the fire's still alive, it's not too late. And all you have to do is take a deep breath, just breathe like the Imogen Heap song, and allow this passion, this energy, or this idea to flow through you. The next thing that I'm seeing is clearing energy. And this clearing energy, much like the fire that I just saw, it might be the aftermath actually, what I'm seeing is certain relationships that are no longer present. And this is basically a representation of karma. When you have accomplished all that you need to from a planetary point of view, the relationships can kind of just dissolve. And it doesn't have anything to do with you per se. Like, we set up certain lesson plans before we come to the planet, we accomplish them, and then sometimes those relationships were only meant for that. So what I see is a chance for you to be basically at the right place at the right time to meet new people. And this isn't a month to try to salvage something that is starting to drift away. Instead, you're moving towards something grander, if you will, okay? My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. This is for the sign of Scorpio. This is a 30-day reading. I'm doing something new this month until I get every sign caught up. So this is going to take you precisely from the 24th of August to the 24th of September. Every sign that I'm reading for will get 30 days exactly, and then in October we'll all catch up. So I hope you enjoy this. Let's go ahead and give the cards a shuffle and see what's coming through. As you can see, Apollo is doing just great. And by the way, I forgot to tell everybody, I just moved all the way from Los Angeles to Spain. It's almost 6,000 miles. This is why it's been a little bit chaotic and inconsistent with the monthlies. So I just want to say thank you so much. We will get back on track, but for the better part of the first part of this year, actually, I had some challenges in my Los Angeles apartment. I had to coordinate the move. There's been a lot of paperwork, a lot of just sort of packing and unpacking. So suffice it to say, I appreciate your love and support along the way. And I'm enjoying my new chapter here as well. Okay, close your eyes, please. We're going to focus on past, present, and future messages and see what Spirit has to say. As we take a look at the past here, we have Six of Wands in the reverse position. It's a very auspicious card. It's inviting you, however, to take a different approach towards success. Sometimes we put way too much emphasis on what people think, what kind of, sort of awards you get, all of that sort of accolades, money, all of that, it doesn't go with you when you transcend and go back into spirit. So your guides are inviting you to think of different ways to define success outside of what teachers, society, and even the younger version of you might have set up for your success, for yourself, rather, because success is a subjective word. So you get to find things that make you happy and maybe where you're making an impact and a difference, and that could actually constitute success, not the other stuff that I mentioned. So sit back and think a little bit what it is that you want. Speaking of taking a step back, some of you may be deciding to get some perspective, take a sabbatical, take a vacation, take a day or two, and just think, is this what I want? Am I where I need and want to be in my life right now? Ultimately, whatever you've started to set into motion, I see it successfully completing. So if you're trying to, get a degree at school, finish or launch a project, do something impactful, we already see it set up. The other thing that this could be inviting you to do is to look past that moment and what comes next. Because sometimes we put so much pressure on certain things, getting a degree, getting married, buying a house, whatever, that they can be anticlimactic, and we can kind of freak out a little bit once that's happened. It's like, well, now what? It never stops. The journey continues. So I think it's always good to have some things that you want to grow and learn and know more about. As someone who has just recently moved to a new country, I find that just stepping out the door every single day provides new stimulation, new environments, new information that I can take in. And like anybody that's been put into a new environment, you realize you've got so much to learn. And that can be sometimes overwhelming, but it can also be very exciting because life never stops. And these little moments of success, these spotlight moments, they're just one little step in the big sort of like journey of life. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you've had a setback, failure, etc., it's just to give you context and allow you to see that there's more than one way to be happy and successful in your life. Now let's move on to the energy of the present. So we have a wonderful Page of Swords coming through. It's also reminding you to slow down. This particular page, she's got so much going on. Ideas in the form of these light bulbs, birds swarming around, which are representing communication and ideas. She's learning, she's reading, she's tiptoeing, she's set something into motion. She could take a break. So swords are very action-oriented, but what would be great in this moment also is to listen, to write things down, and to breathe. Just breathe. I keep getting that song from Imogen Heap and Frou Frou. I think she did it when she was on that sort of like duo with Frou Frou. But anyway, great song, great message, because sometimes we're so rushed that we miss out on some of the wonderful things that are happening around us, within us, and I feel like you could do a lot with this moment. So those of you, by the way, that are inventors, writers, engineers, take a moment and make sure that you're following your creative muse. There's a lot that you can do in this moment, and I don't want you to get distracted, okay? It is a good time to work on language skills, something that I've been doing, to work on communication and writing skills as well. And for some of you, you might be deciding to share some things with the world. Technical writing, practical sort of application of writing skills also are a part of the Page of Swords. And if you need to get a signature on the dotted line, this is the time to do just that. This is a really great payout card as we look at future energy here with the King of Pentacles. This shows that you're getting poised and ready for more abundance, more opportunities, possibly more recognition. This is also connected with kind of like a homebody card, just like I moved into a new place, even if it's just temporary. As I drop the card here, even if it's just for a few months, it feels like you need to ground yourself, get your head on straight, and really give yourself a chance to figure out what you want and what you need. I feel like this is a soul-searching moment for you, Scorpio. So don't get rushed. Really allow yourself to sit with this, because that's what he's doing. And he's getting invested in it. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. And I am committed to doing it. If you need or want to talk about money, this is the time, especially if you want to throw your hat in for a raise or promotion, or just, hey, I really want more, or I want this. State that intention. You have a lot of potential and a lot of power with respect to communication. All right, now let's pivot and see what is coming through for your catalyst. This is going to help you, especially with that last card, the King of Pentacles, connect to possibilities. All right, so we have the Sun card. The Sun card is reversed. And with this, it's saying have some fun. This card is one of 2 or 3 children cards in the Major and Minor Arcana. And it's saying, can I just be a little bit more playful, a little less serious about this next thing? And that's not meaning that you're not taking it seriously. It's saying that if I can just have fun with it, whatever it is that I'm doing or working on or learning, it will come easier, okay? This is also a card of charisma and connection. When you are charismatic, smiling, engaged, you can pull people into your goals, your dreams, your ideas. You might be holding on to something longer than you need to. The Sun card in the reverse position is saying, let it go, birth it, release it. The best is yet to come. I quite like that for you. Now let's expand the forecasts a little bit and go deeper into the areas of health, wealth, love, and destiny. We're going to start off first with health, which is your mind, your body, and your spirit. And let's see what that card is. It's time to make some choices. 2 of Pentacles is an annoying card, but a very helpful card just at that as well. So basically what it's saying in this moment is don't pull yourself into too many different directions. You are invited, encouraged, and you're going to benefit from choosing one thing over another. Sometimes it's difficult because you may feel torn, like I want this and I want that. then maybe it's about when you decide to do one thing. It's just not kind of like trying to do it all at once. Lean on others for support, ask for more resources if you need it, and don't be afraid to try to buy yourself some more time. This can also be work-life balance. And when we're looking at health in particular, this could also be inner ear balance and balance in your diet, making sure that you're not doing too much of anything. Moderation is your friend with the Two of Pentacles. Other messages around health. It feels like some of you might be working too much or putting too much pressure on yourself. So finding a way to get some relief and some levity from that could be really, really useful. The other thing with the King of Pentacles sometimes is how much focus, again, you're putting on what other people are thinking and sort of like it's almost too much fixation right now on work, money, and approvals. So take a step back and really give yourself a chance to calibrate and recalibrate what you want. In diet and exercise, this also has to do with nutrients. So make sure you're getting enough of everything and it's not sort of focused too much in one area. And some of you might be pregnant or might be dealing with some digestive issues, which is why I was talking about this. So if there's anything going on in the solar plexus or the stomach, obviously this is a great time to consult your physician on that. But overall, the main message here is don't overextend yourself and make sure that you're achieving that perfect balance in your life. Let's pivot now and take a look at wealth, which is resources, life purpose, and career. We've already gotten a decent amount of that in the general spread here, but let's go ahead and pull an overarching card, and then I'll go a little bit deeper into the subcategories. So for wealth, we have a fantastic card here in the form of the Magician. If you can see it, if you can believe it, you can breathe life into it. There are a couple of things that the Magician needs in order to succeed. One is faith, and the other is focus. I would say the third is discernment. So each of these little symbols represents the elements like fire, earth, air, and water. Just because all the elements, all the tools are in front of the Magician doesn't mean that he or she needs to use it all the time. So we really want to pick and choose when we're going to focus on something. When we decide to put our energy into something, and again, we're looking at wealth, we have to believe it. You need to be passionate and believe, that something's possible. That's when you can connect to the ember that I saw in my channeled messages. So that's still there. It's still kind of like smoldering. All you have to do is breathe on it and put the right amount of focus and energy. The other thing here is you have the capacity to see through blocks, illusions, and challenges. The Magician is one of the most capable characters in the major arcana. So I feel really, really positive about what's coming forth for you. Let's break this down into a few subcategories. If you're presently employed, you already have here with the Six of Wands a chance to shine, a chance for recognition, and you may be asked to speak a little bit more than you have before. It doesn't seem to me to be something that is going to be overwhelming. It's just a little bit of practice is necessary on this, and it does look like you're set up for success. Your biggest challenge is you might be doing the work of 2 or 3 people, and you might need to ask for some support, particularly if they're having you step up into a management position or doing more teaching or mentoring. You should be getting more money for that as well. Work your magic and advocate for more. You have a good chance of getting it because they like who you are, what you're doing. I feel like you're in a good place to negotiate. Don't overcommit. That's the biggest challenge right now, okay? And if you're not feeling like this is the place for you, look around. This is also a good chance for you to uncover a better match. For those of you that are entrepreneurs, it feels like you're splitting your focus on your brand in too many directions. Spirit's asking you, who are you? What do you stand for? Because this is like a what's the word? Like a Swiss Army knife. It's trying to be everything for everyone, but I don't know if it's doing it effectively. Better to limit scope or limit the marketing so that you can reach one audience with greater success than to kind of spread yourself too thin. You may need a loan. You may simply need to delay a launch of something. One thing, however, is quite ready for release, but finish what you've started before starting something new. I think that's the biggest piece of advice, and don't spread yourself too thin. Also, if you've been sitting on something and not reinvesting, it might be time to do that in your company as well, so you're thinking of future growth. If you're looking for work, there's a couple options brewing. I think you also have a really good chance of getting them. One thing that they're looking for, like I said before, could be communication skills. So if you're bilingual, or if you're just really good at maybe even creating presentations and different types of communication, make sure that you're bubbling that up. Also, don't worry about, like, some of you might be worrying about age. Really just put on your applications, your experience, because I think they might be looking for someone that has a few gray hairs, a little bit more experience. Sometimes age can be an asset, but I do think that this is a period where you want to look beneath the surface on some of these things too, because I'm looking at this magician and he's looking in a place where others aren't. And so there might be a chance to get a job before it's even advertised if you know the right person. So your ability to be in contact with someone and just sort of like, I'm even getting, for some of you, it could be like an elevator pitch. So someone is like, hey, you should talk to this person, and you have a chance, but it's like in a social engagement. They're like, well, what do you do? What's your resume? Are you available? Okay, do you want to talk next week? And it's like really fast, not your typical application process. So say yes to those engagements. You might meet someone at a social party, or like after work sort of get together, something like that. Okay. For students, you're okay, but I wouldn't put anything additional on your plate. The Two of Pentacles shows that you're trying to keep everything balanced out. Whatever you are trying to do, you're accomplishing it well. Really pay attention to the fine details. That's going to set you apart from others. Overall, I actually quite like what I see here. I would just say don't add anything else to your schedule. And if you can get some practice in the presentation and communication aspects of your study, course of study, I think that would be really, really good. The Sun card in the reverse position is also about, I feel like it's almost like you're defining something new. You might decide to work with, maybe it's like I forget what this is called, independent study, that was it. So you might be able to work with one professor and create a class. It's not about like a whole major. To me, it seems like just one class where you work one-on-one with somebody, or there's a really cool internship where you're just working one-on-one with someone, and that's going to open up more doors than you might realize. Okay, moving on to retirees. Money, of course, is something that many of us are focusing on, but especially retirees. It feels like you can make it work. There might be an opportunity to move around an investment, or if you're looking to travel, there's like this deal if you schedule out in the future. Getting creative with your finances, definitely something that I'm picking up on here. Increased desire to want to do something that helps you connect with your inner child just for fun, and pulling back a little bit from obligations, family gatherings and things like that. You may just want to, over this next 30-day period, again, do your own thing. And I think that's okay. You've earned it if you're at this point in your life where, you're kind of setting your own agenda. Okay, why don't we look at love and relationships next and see what's coming through? All right, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which looks really, really good, actually, believe it or not, for relationships, because this represents development, leveling up, taking it to the next level. And if you're ready to do that, this is the month to go for it. This is also about sort of like the reaping the rewards of the hard work that some of you have put into relationships. This is my mantra with relationships. They should be like, it's 50-50. There's work that you put into them, but it shouldn't feel like a job. If you've been doing the work, this is a month where you might actually get to enjoy the payoff, which is just basically enjoying each other's company and seeing that you actually got through something challenging, okay, and succeeded. Let's break it down into a few categories. We'll start off with partnerships. One of you might actually be considering moving, or there might be something really significant going on with your work or school situation. And that's exciting, but it also creates a little bit of tension in the relationship. So just give the other partner a chance to catch up. Make sure you're checking in on them as well. Or if it's the other way around, make sure that both of you are being seen and heard. Creating time for one another is the key challenge. So that's why I'm seeing like work or school pulling one partner in the other direction. But it's for success. It's a good thing. So just breathing, knowing that relationships are all about ebbs and flows. Things will get better over time. If you are stressing out about money, I do think that there's going to be a solution that you're going to be able to find, a creative solution. I also think that it's really important to decide what it is that the two of you want. Getting invested, getting clear on those goals, those joint goals and dreams, really, really important right now. Ultimately, it looks like a good month ahead. We don't have a lot of challenging cards for you this month, and I like that. So that's something to celebrate. If you're single and looking, can you find someone this month? Absolutely. We have potentially two elements coming through, a little bit stronger energy when it comes to earth signs. We also have an air sign here. What I see for relationships, particularly new ones, is you can't force the connection here. Listen to your heart, listen to your instincts, and because we have not one but two cards connected to that inner knowing, the chemistry, if you will, it should be abundantly clear if you want to continue. And if you don't, it's okay to just say thanks but no thanks, right? Finally, let's move on to single and happy. If you're single and happy, good for you. I always like to give a shout out to those that are single. What you can do this month is basically make leaps and bounds happen with your money, with your career, and with your personal development. And I see a lot of success. The key thing here is you don't have to repeat old success. This is something that worked before. It could be completely different now, reimagining what's possible, okay? Finally, let's take a look at destiny. We have a couple of bonus things that I'll look at beyond this, but where is all of this taking you? What's it all about? Let's see. All right, we have the Nine of Wands coming through here, which is a quite auspicious card. The Nine of Wands, of course, representing your tenacity getting you through to the finish line. What's missing on this card is usually we see a bandage, we see someone that's a little worse for the wear. So what I would love for you to do in this moment is see how far you've come, because that's ultimately what destiny is about. Don't give up on your plan, your goal, your dream, etc., but do take care of yourself. Take a day, take a week, take a month, whatever you can afford, whatever you need to just sort of like recalibrate. Also, if someone is trying to challenge you, you have absolutely everything that it takes to meet that challenge. Look at her tenacity and her sort of like no nonsense. Nothing is going to get in her way. So you absolutely can make this work. Just take care of yourself, okay? We're going to look at two bonus cards before we go to the final card. One is your breakthrough moment, and one could be your potential block. So breakthrough, okay, and block. And let's just move these so you can see them a little bit more. All right, so we have your breakthrough and block here, Three of Swords and Knight of Wands reversed. So you may be wondering, Nicholas, how can the Three of Swords be my breakthrough? Sometimes you need to know what you don't want in order to really embrace what you want, or what's been sort of like being set up by the universe for you, like the upgrade. And so this is that sort of straw that breaks the camel's back, but it's not something that's permanent. This is why I said, if there's something from the past years we're looking at, the Six of Wands, where it's like, oh, I can't do that again. No, what used to make you happy, what used to constitute your success, it no longer is sort of like filling the bill. And that's okay. We're not meant to rinse and repeat. We're not meant to be a record that never stops. So you're actually creating a new groove, and you're deciding, because I don't like that, because that was an ouch or an uh-oh moment, now I can try something new and I can march to the beat of my own drum. So your block is allowing yourself to simply march to that different beat, to do something that's unexpected. Because people may come into your life right now and say, why are you doing this? What are you thinking? I know that when I decided to move, I had a couple of friends that basically said, you're making a big mistake. And I thought, well, I need to get another song lyric in my head from like the Dixie Chicks. I need room to make a big mistake. I need a chance to do this for me. And if you can't give me that room, then I'm going to need some space, and I'm going to need some time to just do this on my own. So it's okay to be unhappy, and it's all right to do things that people don't agree with. The important thing is it something you want to do? That's something only you can decide. I'm just here to kind of like connect the dots for you. All right, now let's take a look at one final question, one final card. This can be anything that you're still grappling with. I'm here to help you out. Let's give the cards a shuffle, and let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. If it was a yes or a no, it's a yes. The one thing with the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse position is you don't have to do it on your own. So this is fiercely independent, but when reversed, it's saying there might be a better or easier way if you accept some help. This is also a card of taking your time. We don't see the little snail on this card, but usually there's a little snail crawling across the bottom. So don't rush. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And whatever you do, don't second guess your value or your worth. This is one of the most valuable cards in the suit of Pentacles. You're worth all of that and then some. And that, my friends, is your reading for this 30-day period. Again, if you just want to know what that is, it's going to be August 24th to September 24th, and you'll get caught up in October with everybody else. So thank you for your patience. I really do appreciate it. You're the best part of what I do here on YouTube. Before I completely wrap up here, just a couple of quick notes. If you would like to show some love and support, you can find out all about me on my website. From there, if you'd like to, you can subscribe to my newsletter. You can give back via PayPal. You can book a reading with me. I do offer private readings. Right here on YouTube, however, you can give back with a like, a comment, a super sticker. All of those are free except the super stickers. And if you'd like to show some additional support, you can follow me on social media. It's always my full name, Nicholas Ashbaugh, on all of those platforms. And that, my friends, is everything. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful month ahead. And thanks for being the best part of what I do here on YouTube. Bye-bye.